Fat Joe.
These rumors were made by radical black racists.
Radical racist. He found a word when he was hanging out with Kamala Harris. And why are they black radical racists, Johnson?
Let's just say that. Okay? It's a group of these guys that don't want to hear Jamaican, don't want to hear Guyanese, they don't want to hear a black guy that ain't down with them.
Right.
Don't want to hear him. I don't even know what that means. They don't want to hear him. They don't want to hear these people. Why? Why not? See, that's when you can really get to start peeling back to dum-dums. Yeah, when you start asking why questions, and then you'll find out he doesn't have a why, other than to demonize people. Now, we know that's not how it works. People have reasons. But if you can't articulate their reason, if your only explanation for why someone does something is they are evil, you are a fool. That means you don't have an argument. Fat Joe does not have an argument because he doesn't have a why. There is a why. We'll get to it. This guy interviewing him, Matt Hoffa, that's his name? I don't know his name. He's also from like the islands or something, so he's not a black American born in America. His family from somewhere else, just like Fat Joe's.
Right? So their job is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Who punched you in the head, Joe, and why? Yeah, someone punched you in the head. I wonder it's because you got a talk show talking where you just say a lot of words, but you don't say shit because you don't know anything, Joe. You tell large stories, long, winding stories that are pointless. But let's stick to the concept. You said they don't like anybody but you or themselves. They
is to criticize anybody who don't look like them or who ain't black American.
Criticize them for what?
For these guys.
You want me to say a name? We're going to give them too much clout.
I mean,
the FBA.
You already talking about them, and it ain't your first time you talked about them. So if you didn't want to give them clout, you would have shut up. That's how this game works. That's how media works, guys. If you don't want to give people clout, if you don't want them to be, you don't want their words or their message or to even allow them to have a platform, then you don't talk about them, which also means you don't shit on them, right? You just say, you know what, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna go there. I don't want to feed it. I don't want to give it oxygen. I'm not gonna, but you don't try to capitalize off of it in this shit interview. Here at this hip hop show, you don't try to use it. So you're using it for a reason because you're out of good stories. Self-serving. You're using it because it's entertaining. So just admit you're really not that upset about it because why'd you bring it up?
Foundational black authority. Whoever the fuck these broke niggas is.
I don't know. I don't know if I like. I don't know if I like him using the N-word like that. I mean, I know it's nothing I can do to control it. I'm just saying, like, who told this big-ass bottle of mayonnaise with a bit of paprika in it? Who told this muff? I guess hip-hop gave him a license to assume he could do that. Let's keep going.
I'm just.
That's funny. That's funny, huh? Because they broke, huh? That's interesting.
Keeping it a buck, and that shit is to attack everybody on Twitter. You see this nigga who run them? Like, you know, your leader. Yo, man, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. And so they trying to.
Yeah, I don't think there's a leader of people. There's no leader of black Americans. Like, there's just black people, just black people. That's it. Black people are black people. There's no leader of the blacks. Who's the leader of the Puerto Ricans? He's talking about foundational black Americans. FBA is not an organization, therefore it has no elected officials. If you have no elected officials, you are not a body. There is no leadership. It's just people that are popular, more popular than others, who have platforms that talk about these issues, but they're not leaders because leaders are elected. Unlike Kamala Harris, who you campaigned for. See, Kamala Harris is a leader because she was appointed to a position with a title. These people, I know you don't understand. You just picked up a bag from the Democrats and leaned back. But for people with brains or people that want to understand this better, what you're saying is a contradiction totally, because you can't have a leadership position in an organization that does not exist. You should not be listened to by anyone at any time about anything that requires thought. In my opinion, anyone who supported Kamala, particularly a part of hip hop, forever. Forever. You should have to shut up forever. I don't care if D.L. Hughley co-signed, Ricky Harvey's co-signed, or Ricky Harvey, Steve Harvey, or Ricky Smiley, or whoever, right? I don't care. 5 actors, Michael Ealy, and I don't care. Bunk from The Wire, I don't care. Spike Lee, I don't care. Hip-hop should ostracize you for supporting Kamala. It should be a rap. Fat.
Change the narrative. They're not from New York.
Right.
So they telling a whole nother story. This was whoopity doop wop. This, that, yo, bro.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this. When I was 10, I was in a band. My older brother, my older brother, they had a band. And this was around the time Rappers Delight came out. I worked so hard to get that little drum beat, that little Congo part. I remember playing that at 9 years old. And they let me play in the band with them as they played. Now we did go-go music too. I'm not much doing go-go music in the house. Man, we did it, but we also did rap. None of us were trying to be Desi Arnaz from Lucille Ball. None of us. I even know what Puerto Rican was. Mr. Sanford? That guy from the Sanford show that would come over, Mr. Sanford? Him? Now, I know there may be some in New York, but as far as the consciousness of what hip-hop was from a D.C., Maryland perspective, Forestville, Maryland, stand up. DMV, stand up, cuz. This band, I don't know. That's where we were coming from. Surrey Square Apartments, Pennsylvania Avenue. Very close to D.C., 10 minutes. But this is Prince George's, Maryland. People that don't know. District Heights, Suitland. Point is this. In our lexicon of what hip-hop was, it was a black thing. Culturally, for us, the reason why it became an issue, why Joe is on a podcast with a guy whose family's from the Caribbean, he a guy from Puerto Rico and Cuban descent, his parents from those lands, and he's talking about this, it's because it's under his skin, because the debate is about who started hip-hop. And of course, black people can't have nothing. Black people cannot have nothing except our culture. All black people have is our culture. And we got these vultures always trying to steal. So it became an argument about this. It's really not an argument. Just because there was a Latino guy painting, tagging subway trains or dancing crazy legs or whatever you're talking about, right? Does that mean that's what developed it? That's what drove the culture of hip hop. It was a black thing. It is a black thing. It's open to of course it's gone mainstream. It's gone mainstream for 30 years. Run DMC took it mainstream when I was a kid. It belongs to the world now, the literal globe. But when we start talking about the foundation, well, that would have to be Foundational Black Americans, FBA. And it sucks to be you, Fat Joe. You know what I would like to see? I'd like to see Fat Joe go try to drop a record now. That's why I say I'm glad he did this. And there are people that disagree with me. I understand why you say he should keep our name out his mouth, but I feel like it just continues a conversation where we further get to explore and expose him. But I get your point. I get it. I would like Fat Joe to be so exposed that when he tries to put out his next project, us broke ninjas, us Black American broke ninjas, don't support him. And we let him know, as bad as he sounded at that game, what was he at? Was it Jersey? Wherever he was, I saw him come out on the field, trying to do Ice Cube's thing. Oh, God. As bad as he performed at that, I would like his future projects to do the same. You know, speaking as a broke ninja. Let me know what you think about this at all. And if you want a real breakdown, rebuttal to Fat Joe's rants about Foundational Black Americans, check out my man Dwan B, DWANNB. He ain't hard to find on YouTube and X. I think Instagram too. All right.